With a time-honored history of over 2,500 years, it has become one of the most vibrant and prosperous cities in the world. With landmark buildings and mansions towering the skyline, it also boasts more than 100 classical Chinese gardens. This is Suzhou. What a huge and beautiful garden. It's really a nice experience to come here, especially in such a hot summer day.
Yeah, I often come to this garden. I experienced many different periods. In this garden, I like the clarity of the use of the water and the enclosing walls, which are the main elements of the traditional Suzhou garden.
There are so many windows in different shapes on the wall.
Yeah, I think reflect the idea of the changing scene with each step.
And you know the Chinese version?
Yeah, that's the Ibu Yijing.
Yeah, exactly, Ibu Yijing.
My name is Adam Brillhart. I'm an American architect. I started studying architecture in the US. Then in 2018, I finished my PhD under the supervision of Wang Xu, and I moved to Suzhou. And I was very much inspired by the Suzhou classical gardens. Now I teach in XJTLU. I have been able to deepen my understanding of the history of the city and the gardens. I have also been able to do several works on the historical preservation in the city of Suzhou, focusing on the adaptive reuse of historical buildings in the old city. Suzhou has a large stock of the ancient city fabric. It contains a large stock of traditional wood houses. There's a need, on one hand, to preserve the appearance of these traditional settlements, but on the other hand, they need to be renovated to suit the needs of the people. For me, looking at traditional Chinese villages really highlight what really sustainable architecture can mean for the world, because there's incredible use and reuse of all natural materials coming directly from the environment. All of the tools are handmade, all of the buildings are recycled, so the dwellings are meant to be repaired and adapted. There is a very strong alliance with nature. The industrial park has a model based in the planning, very rationalized planning, whereas there's a clear difference in the atmosphere of the old city. I think we can still learn a lot from the ancient Suzhou settlement. When I think about Suzhou, I can reflect on a few opposing qualities. I think handcraft and digital are two trends in the city that we can read. They could kind of summarize this divergence, almost like the Suzhou embroidery fan have the two sides. Handcraft and digital are two modes of production that can describe respectively the old city and the modern production of the industrial park, which uses, to an extent, some digital methods in the construction.
The quaint and crusted classical gardens and majestic financial centers in Suzhou are adding radiance to each other. With more open and inclusive mindset, Suzhou is proving to the world that tradition and modernization is a unity of opposites.